Welcome to Option Trades Today. I'm Tony the Baptiste and I have a trade idea for you today. March 5th, 2024. I don't have one. I've got 3 trades for you today just to make up for not having a trade last Thursday. All right, let's see what the market's doing first. Even the S&P's down 41 handles. NASDAQ down 305. NASDAQ the leader to the downside, 1 5/8% versus only about 0.75% for the E-mini S&Ps. The Russell, the strongest of the group relative, down $11, and the Dow down 240. Volatility percolating just off of its highs. Highs were 14.85. It's up 50 cents to 14.58. Let's see if that high in volatility sits today, and maybe we find a small short-term bottom in the overall market for today. All right, I told you I had 3 trades today with volatility percolating ever so slightly. We can go to our high option volume list, go to our IVX 5-day change, put it in ascending order from high to low. Let's check out one of those stocks I found. Well, the first one's going to be a popular one that you all know about is Apple. Let's see what's going on with Apple. First, Apple on its butt, down near its lows as a contrarian, volatility going higher, IV rank of 44. I am going to play it from a slightly long point of view. Let's take a look first again what volatility has been doing over the last 5 days. When you go to Apple here, you'll see that volatility is up a little over 3% with the IV rank increasing to 44, stock on its butt. I'm going to try to do an omnidirectional, slightly bullish trade. What did I look to do? I look to do the trade that you see up here right now, which you can do actually better than where I did it. First, let me tell you about the trade. I'm going into April with 45 days to go. You know what? Before we look at the whole chain, let's take a quick look and see what the numbers tell us. First of all, I'm selling a naked put and I'm selling a call spread. You know that as a Jade lizard. I'm collecting over the width of the strikes. 175, 180 is $5 wide. I'm collecting right now 609. You actually could do it better than where I did it. I'll show you where I did it in just a moment. But let's just look before we even look at the page so you can decide whether this is a trade that you like. We'll look at the numbers. Probability of profit, 68%. You gotta like that. Bearish, bullish, or neutral, 68% pop is what we look for or greater. Positive theta decay. We're always looking for positive theta decay. It's up $6 in positive theta decay. Okay, here's where I might lose some of you. Positive delta of 34, almost 35 deltas. This represents 35 shares of stock. If I bought 35 shares of stock, I'd have a 50-50 shot. This strategy has a 68%, 68 to 32% that we make a penny on this trade. So here's where I might lose people. If you're not going to be bullish on Apple, then this is not a trade for you. Max profit, obviously the credit I received. Right now it's marking at around 613. My max loss is big at $16,000 because of that naked put, which a lot of self-directed investors like to do. So how could we change this spread? Now I have it up here for you. How can I change this spread into something that might make it better for you, for what you might like? Well, you can go outside the market, meaning going further out of the money and buying one of these out of the money puts. I like to buy a put that has a tight market. These are all 1 penny wide. So I like to buy a put to define my risk outside the market. In a margin account, you're using $3,700. In an IRA account, you might be using $16,000 or more. So I'll go out, let's say for argument's sake, and buy this 40 put, reduce my overall credit by the price of this put, which is 26 or 27 cents. And I'm also reducing my buying power down to $2,400. If I wanted to make it more like a true margin account, even though I might be in an IRA account or a cash account or anything else like that, I would look to go and buy this 130 put or any put out here to define my risk so that I can use less buying power. I did this trade for $6.03, I believe. Let's take a look here. Go down to the follow page. Go to Bob the Trader, that's me. And when you look at this Apple trade, I did it for $5.97. You can do it significantly better, all things being equal, than me. You'll see here it's a classic Jade lizard, but you learned that it has positive delta. Okay, I've got another trade here. Let's just do the same one that we did a moment ago. Since I did a Jade lizard here in Apple, let's look at this Jade lizard in BIDU. You know, you can go right on the Tasty Trade platform, go right from here. This one has a similar pop, similar IV rank, similar movement, but let's just click on duplicate this trade. And when you do, you click agree, and it's gonna bring you right to BIDU and showing you exactly the strikes that I used. I did it at $5.43, I believe. Let's take a quick look here. I did it at $5.43, and that's right where it is right now. Let's go to April, because 45 days is optimal when we're placing a trade. We like to have time on our side. We like to be in the monthly options, 45 days out being the best time frame from our research. What am I looking to do here? Again, another positive probability of profit trade, 74%. My theta decay is almost the same as an Apple, just about $6, $5.80. A little less long delta. So once again, if you don't want to catch a falling knife in BIDU, you like to buy the stocks when they're going higher and sell higher, and you like to sell the stocks when they're going lower and buy them lower, well, this is not the trade for you. This is a positive delta trade. I've got 22 long deltas in BIDU. My max profit is obviously whatever I sell it for. I have this high probability of profit because even if the stock goes to 150, 200, I still make 43 cents. Why? Because I'm short the 100, 105 call spread, just like I was short a call spread in Apple, the 175.80. No wonder where that stock goes to the upside. That spread's going to be worth $5. Since I did the spread for over $6, I still make a buck. Here, I still make over 43 cents. My risk is all to the downside. In a margin account, you're using $3,300. In an IRA account, you might be using almost $9,000 in buying power. You could do the same thing here, but here's where it gets a little bit trickier. Since this 65 market is 3 cents, 7 cents, I might consider going in there and placing one of those to reduce my buying power on this overall trade. But I would not look to buy one of the 70 puts unless I was going to do it as a standalone trade. I would put this 70 put in, try to buy one at 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents. I wouldn't just put this in as all 4 legs in this instance because this market is too wide. So if I go to the 75 puts, which have a relatively tight market, I would do all 4 legs there. Again, if you're in an account where you're going to have to use less buying power, please, the way I would do it at least, is going in and buying the 70 put alone, working the order up from 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents. If I couldn't get filled somewhere near that 10-cent mark, I would probably go down to the 65 puts and just do all 4 legs that you have up here if you're looking to reduce buying power. If you're in a margin account or you have capital sitting on the sidelines and you want to put this trade on just the way it is, that's the way I did it, $5.43. Again, if you go to the follow page, you'll see it right here. You'll go to BIDU. You'll notice I said classic Jade lizard. All right, oh, I should show you one thing before I go to gold. Let's look at what BIDU has been doing with its IV rank over the last couple of days. Over the last 5 days, BIDU's IV rank is up only 1.3%, but it is up. You remember from all of my other podcasts, we have not been able to find IV rank expanding. So I'm trying to take advantage of that, even with the stock going lower. All right, my next trade is in gold, GLD. Told you I had 3, I do. Gold is up 92 cents. It is off of its highs of 198 and change, about $1.20, 25 off of its highs. You know, timing is everything, but the timing of this podcast is what it is. So what am I looking at? IV rank of 48 is excellent. It's high. It's been moving higher. Let's take a look here. It probably is going to have the highest IV rank change of all of the stocks that I looked at, meaning Apple and BIDU. It does, up almost 5% today. IV rank of 48, I'm sorry, not up today. Over the last 5 days, volatility has increased by almost 5%. So let's take a look at GLD. I'm going to do a little bit of a different trade here in GLD. I'm going to go to April, same thing as I always do. Markets in GLD are good, not great. They get to be about 10 cents wide, similar to BIDU, unlike Apple, which has really tight penny-wide markets. In BIDU, in Apple, what am I looking to do? I'm looking to buy the 198 call, and I'm looking to sell the 200 calls 1 by 2 Let's see where I did this trade, but first let's go through all the numbers for you. Again, that's 73% pop. All of these trades have approximately a 70% pop. My theta decay is about $4. The monthly implied volatility is much lower in GLD, so you don't get paid as much theta decay for the risk. This has 31 negative deltas, so I'm bearish on gold. Again, if you're one of those people that thinks we're going to go significantly higher, this is a breakout, this is not the trade for you. I, on the other hand, like to fade extended moves, or at least what I think are extended moves. I'm using a lot more buying power in here than I normally would in an IRA account. But in a margin account, you're using that same $3,700 in buying power. If you wanted to, again, nice tight markets out here. If you want to simulate or use less buying power, just save the amount of buying power. Or you know what? You're at a brokerage firm that doesn't allow you to sell naked calls in your IRA. You can simply buy those 230 calls and you reduce your buying power down to $2,600. Maybe that fits your risk parameters, because that's basically going to mirror what a margin account is doing, even though you're not in a margin account. All right, your break even on this trade is $2. So this is a $2 wide spread. It's 202 plus whatever credit you receive. So we're all the way up at 203 and change, 203.90. Let's just round up to 204 because we're all friends on this podcast. Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that was 3 trades, as quick as I could do them for you. And I'm sorry I missed you last Thursday, but this is the time of the day when I ask you to please transfer, move, bring your account to Tasty Trade, the #1 brokerage firm in the galaxy. Help us keep the lights on in the studios and help us actually pay the movers to move all our equipment.